Hey guys, in the previous video we were discussing about how to write the methods and the classes inside the class definition. Okay, so and we also discussed about how to print the objects. We have another example to explain in detail about how classes and the methods will be related to each other. That is, in the previous chapter we have discussed about the increment. Okay, and also we have written the increment function to print the time. Okay, so we are defining the class inside class time. So we are defining increment self and then seconds. Okay, so we have to increment the seconds value by self dot time to int. After converting it time to integers, whatever the value is there, that value will be incremented for this particular seconds. Then it will return the, after incrementing whatever the value it is there into time, that seconds value will be printed. Okay, so this version assumes that the time to int is written as the method. Okay, also not this time to int will be written as the method. Also note that it is a pure function, not a modifier. Okay, so this is how we can invoke that increment. Okay, how to invoke this particular increment is start dot print time. Okay, so it is giving you 9:45. Okay, now end is equals to start dot increment of 1337. Okay, so you are incrementing by 1337, that is it is going to add of the 1 hour extra, and then remaining minutes for this 47 45, and then 17 seconds extra. Okay, so it will be converting to hours, minutes, and then seconds. Okay, so it will print the 10 hours 7 minutes and then 17 second. Okay, so what does this do is the subject start gets assigned to the first parameter. It will assign to the first parameter. The argument 133 gets the assigned to the second parameter seconds. Okay, so now this mechanism will be confusing how it is done, especially if you make an error. For example, if you invoke the increment with the two arguments. Okay, with one argument, that is not a problem. If you are invoking the two argument, then what it will do, it will take the two positional argument, but three were given. Correct, so 3 means that is we have given our minutes and then seconds, so it is confusing. Okay, so this error message is initially confusing because there are only two arguments in the parenthesis, but subject is also considered as an argument, so altogether that is 3. Okay, so by the way, this is called a positional argument, which is an argument that doesn't have a parameter name. That is, it is not a keyword argument. It will not be having a parameter name, and that is not a keyword argument. So in this kind of the function call, for example, say we have sketch of parrot comma cage comma dead is equals to true. What is the meaning of this? Parrot and the cage are positional and dead is a keyword argument. Okay, so it is showing that this dead should be true. Okay, so in this case, so rewriting is a keyword after is slightly more complicated because it takes the two objects as the parameters. Okay, fine. So in this case, it is conventional to name the first parameter self and the second parameters as the other. So how we can write? Define is after type, then self comma other, return self data time to int, then greater than time to other dot time to int. Okay, this value will be added. So to use this method, you have to invoke it on one object and pass the other as an argument. How we can do it? End dot is after of start. So it is giving you a true value. Okay, fine. So this is one such example. How we can write the methods and how to print the objects in the using the methods and the classes. Okay, fine. So the next topic is init method. So in generally, init means initialization. Okay, so this method is a special method that gets invoked when an object is instantiated. Obviously, when we write the init, whatever the method is there, that object will be instantiated when you call this init. Okay, so that's full name is, you will be writing two underscores and then init, two underscore characters followed by init, and then followed by two more underscores. Okay, make sure first begin with the two underscore characters followed by init and then followed by two more underscore characters. This is a special way of the writing the init function in the Python programming language. Okay, so an init method For the time, class might look less. When you consider the time class, how you write the init method? Okay, obviously you will define inside class time, then define init. Make sure you follow the convention, that is two underscores followed by init, then followed by two more underscores. Okay, you will write in self hour is equals to 0, initializing hour to 0, minute to 0, second to 0. So self dot hour will be hour, and self dot minute is equals to minute, self dot second is equals to second. Okay, so it is common for the parameters of the init to have the same names as the attribute. Okay, as what attribute will be having, the parameters also will be having the same name. So this statement self dot hour is equals to hour, what does it do? It stores the value of the parameter hour as an attribute to self. It will store the value of the parameter hour as the attribute to of the self. Okay, so that is the meaning of the self dot hour. In the similar way, minute also does the same way. So these parameters are optional. So if you call the time with no arguments, you get the default values. Okay, without any arguments, if you are trying to call, then you will get the default values. You are not getting the values what you are expecting. So that is time is equals to time dot print of the times. If you do so, then it's going to return with some default value. Suppose if you are providing one argument, it just overrides the hour because you are not specifying the seconds and minutes here. Okay, if you provide two arguments, and the third argument will be a default value. If you provide three arguments, they override all the three default values. Okay, so that is about the initialization methods how we are using. Okay, so now the next topic is the string method, that is str. Okay, so this is also a special method like init method. This is supposed to return a string representation of objects. Okay, make sure it should represent a string representation of the objects. Okay, so when the syntactical way of writing this is two underscores followed by the str, then followed by two more underscores. Okay, for example, we have a string method for the time objects. How do you write? Okay, this is the way you have to define def then str of the self. So it should return with three parameter values, that is hour, minute and the seconds. D means it is integer value. So when you print an object, the Python invokes the string method. Time is equals to time of 9:45. It should print 9:45:0. Okay, it is printing as a string. So that is called the string method. Okay, so the next topic is operator overloading. Okay, operator overload, what is the meaning of it? When you are defining the other special methods, you can specify the behavior of the operators on the programmer defined types. Okay, you will be specifying what is the behavior of operators on the user defined types. Okay, for example, if you want to define a method name add, okay, that is a user defined method. The name that is add, this is a user defined method for time class. You can use the plus operator on the time objects. How we can use? Okay, so as usual, define the time class, define, this is the user defined method, and we have the two parameters inside the arguments, that is self and the other. Seconds is equals to self dot time to int plus others dot time dot to int, written into time of the seconds. Okay, so in the integer way it is going to return you the seconds. Okay, how we can use that one? Start is equals to time of the 9:45, duration is equals to time of 1:35. So print start plus duration. Okay, so when you're going to add this one, it will add the seconds also. Okay, when you're adding this hours, 9 plus 1 is 10, no? 45 plus 35 is 40, then 50, 70, 80 is there, 60, 20 seconds is extra. So that means it will give 11 hours 20 minutes. Okay, so that is how we can use this particular operator overloading. So this is about the operator overloading. So in the similar way, when you apply the plus operator to the time object, Python will invoke the add. When you print the result, Python invokes string. So there is a lot of happening behind the scenes. So when you change the behavior and operator, it works with the programmer defined types called operator overloading. For every operator in the Python, there is a corresponding special method like add, that is called the programmer defined method. Okay, so this is about the operator overloading. Okay, so in the next section we'll be discussing about type based dispatch. Thank you.